Hawaii fish can compete with the world. It's a wild catch. It's a jack in the box. The fish business is early in the morning, as you can see.
United Fish Agency has been in business since the 1950s. We are located at Pier 38 in Honolulu Harbor in the island of Oahu in Hawaii. These vessels, they have the capacity to carry 20 to 30,000 pounds each. It's not saying that they're going to catch that much when they go out. Fishing is fishing. And for an overall day, we can do anywhere from 50 to 100,000 pounds, and we'll adjust to that, and the market will adjust to that. The target of the fishery is the big-eye tuna, and we catch a variety of other tunas as well, yellowfin, albacore, skipjack. I've seen 300-pound big-eye tuna come in. I've seen 1,000-pound blue marlin. I've seen 500 to 600-pound swordfish. The market has really picked up on pretty much all of these species. The fish are palletized and they're taken out to our auction floor where it's prioritized by tunas and then the incidental catches. Size does not always equal better quality. You can't tell just by looking at the external parts of a fish to see if it's going to be great quality. That's why we do the tail and the coral cut samples on tunas. And that adds, again, the variability to how we do business here. We're on the first boat of the day, and these are the marker tunas. The tuna's over 100 pounds. So what I'm looking at right now is a 111-pound big-eye tuna, and I'm looking at a really nice quality fish right here. There's not that much fat, but the color content, the texture, it's very firm. It's something that a lot of buyers look for. You're looking at local sushi bars, the sashimi market, the raw fish market. But this would be close to the top of the grade chain for most buyers. The main defects that could occur on any fish really is shark depredation or false killer whale depredation. These fish again are hooked on a line and can be on that line for any number of hours. And within that time, smaller sharks known as cookie cutter sharks, they'll take a circular cut out of any species on the floor and it'll leave that disfiguration on a fish. A mako shark can come up and just take half of it off. The way that we actually work the auction, it's up to the discretion of the auctioneer. We have to feel out where the market is, where it's been maybe over the course of a week. If a number one is worth between $8 to $10 a pound, to make sure that we start the bidding at least that, if not higher, just to make sure that we don't undervalue it. And once we start the bidding, we'll start at $10 and nobody bids. We'll go to $9.90, to $9.80, to $9.70, and so on until a buyer puts his hand out and bids on that fish. And at that point, it could be over for that product, or another buyer could come back on top of them and start putting the price back up, so then we'll increase back up 10-cent increments. So we were looking at a 111-pound big eye earlier, which was a very good grade. I could really think of 5 or 6 buyers that might want to purchase that fish, and I won't know until the moment of purchase, so because they know what they're willing to pay. We just have to figure out what that is.
The difficulties of buying fresh tuna is basically we can only see the tail cuts and grade upon the tail cuts and the exterior and the collar. But until you cut the fish open and really see what's inside, it can be very, very good, or it can turn out very, very bad. Everybody has their own difference in grading tunas. My number one may not be your number one. If you was to grade, maybe you might grade another tuna as the number one.
Every day I try to hype myself up and think that I'm buying the best for my customer. Colors and certain feels of the fish, it's talking to you. All this in a split second before the bid really starts on it. I've been a tuna buyer for 12 years, but I originated into the tuna business by fishing. I do 98% export. It's gonna be another day or a day and a half before it gets there. So my fish has to be even at a higher level. American people usually like what the Japanese call akami, which means color. Abura, which is the fat. They're looking for, sushi bars are looking for fat. Each fish has a place, has a home for it. You just have to know what the customer is looking for.
Anybody get 390, 80, 70, 40, 30, 20, 10, 3. 290, 80, 70, 60, 40, 30, 20, 10, 2. 190, 80, 70, 60, 40.
Tuna alone, like yesterday, I bought, I think, 6,000 pounds. Today, I don't know how much I'm gonna buy yet. It fluctuates day to day. It's worse than the stock market. It can go all the way up and go all the way down.
The personalities that come with dealing with a multitude of buyers. Everyone's friends, but it's business. And when the competition starts, it can get a little heated.
If the customer's calling and telling me he needs this fish, I cannot not get it because of a friendship or because of something else. I've gone to some strategy moves to get some fish. I'm not gonna say that I've been all nice about it. You have to do what you have to do to get your customers. Because if I don't supply him, believe somebody else will.
They'll get angry at each other, they'll get angry at the auctioneer. And as the auctioneer, you have to be impartial, you have to maintain your ground and really hold up the standards that we're trying to set here.
We argue, nitpick, and stuff on a daily basis here. After we walk out of here, we can shake hands and go eat lunch and stuff.
Tuna is so special to me is because it's the last industry that we have out there.
We specialize in items that are a little bit hard to source. You name it, we can bring it in. So whatever comes in today will be out today. Two primary problems that we find in tuna especially, right, are burn and sashi. Burn occurs when the fish is struggling on a line, right? It's almost akin to making a ceviche, where the acid cooks the raw fish a little bit, right at the crown of the loins. And so that radically devalues the fish because, simply put, it tastes like Sashi is actually a parasite. As the sashi, the individual parasite dies, every single piece of the meat that surrounds that parasite that it touched also dies. And so that ruins the quality of the meat, of course. It doesn't taste good. This has a lighter color because it has a higher fat content than this particular loin. This particular loin is pretty much color only with very, very little fat, so it's a very lean fish. As you can see, there's a color change, right, from this ruby red down to this lighter color, right? And so this is the fat line over here. This is your abura. You can kind of tell how fatty it is by just looking at the difference in the color of this fish, right? The belly section over here is a little bit wider than the other one. 1, 2 finger fat. The special quality about Hawaiian line-caught tuna is something that is difficult for me to describe because having grown up here, it's been naturalized. And so I almost take it for granted sometimes that we'll have good quality fish here.
We got a nice 18-pound big eye right here. This is a quarter loin. We get our fish through Tropic Fish, and they choose the fish at the auction and send it to us. We prefer big eye for the fat content. A lot of people in Hawaii really prize the more fattier pieces of fish, which is why ahi is usually better in the wintertime, because the colder water means more fat on the fish. You can kind of just see the gradient that runs along. This is closer to the skin side, so that's where all the fat content stays.
We're a year-round tuna fishery. Raw tuna is kind of a staple in the Hawaii culture.
I've been in the industry for 20 years now, little over 20 years maybe, and even after 20 plus years, I'm still learning something new daily. On a daily basis, 6 days a week, 5:30 every morning. It's a daily grind.
It's a small community. We stay across each other for 12 years back and forth, doing the same product but reinventing yourself every day. You know, years ago, this was truly God's country.